The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. John.
Glory to you, O Lord.
Jesus saw Nathanael coming to him and said to him, "Behold, an Israelite indeed, in whom is no guile." Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" Jesus answered him, "Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you." Nathanael answered him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God, you are the King of Israel." Jesus answered him, "Because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You shall see greater things than these." And he further said to him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
We are called to be aware of the innumerable blessings that God has given to us, so that we may also recognize Him when He comes in search of us. My dear friends, today we celebrate the feast of the archangels Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, and there is some biblical basis for these angels in the book of Daniel, which we heard today, and the alternative first reading from the book of the Apocalypse mention about the archangel Michael. The Apocalypse, in that text, the Michael name itself appears, though in the first reading today from the book of Daniel, the name doesn't appear as such. And the devotion to this archangel Michael was started in the Eastern Church first by the 4th century, and later 5th century onwards the Western Church developed devotion to this archangel. And Raphael is mentioned in the book of Tobit, and Gabriel, as we know in the New Testament, he is the one who brings the good news to Mother Mary that she will be having the Son of God in her womb. This Michael is supposed to be giving God's protection to us, and Raphael is supposed to be giving God's guidance to us, and Gabriel is the one who brings the message from God. And all these three things are very essential in our lives: protection, guidance, and the inspiration, the message that we receive from God. So it is right that we remember these archangels and seek their constant guidance, protection in our lives. Just one thought from the gospel passage today. Jesus meets Nathanael, and before Nathanael speaks anything, Jesus seems to be knowing Nathanael and says, "I saw you under the fig tree." And Nathanael is taken up, and maybe any particular significant event must have taken in Nathanael's life under the fig tree. We do not know, that's not given here. But because Jesus says, knows Nathanael even before Nathanael would talk to him, so Nathanael is surprised and he declares, "You must be the prophet, the Son of God." My dear friends, today in our lives also we realize God is God of miracles, God of blessings, and when we recognize, it is easy for us to be always with Him. Just because Jesus says about Nathanael, before Nathanael is able to speak to him, Nathanael is surprised and he recognizes this must be the Messiah, the prophet, etc. Similarly, in our lives also, God is doing many, many things, many wonders, many miracles. Oftentimes, we look outside of us for miracles and blessings. And unless we are aware of God's blessings, we will not be happy in our lives. And God has given n number of blessings. Once a teacher told the students to write 7 wonders in the world, and everybody wrote all the wonders in the world, including Taj Mahal and so on. One child had written, "My seeing, my hearing, my touching," all the 5 senses plus love and gratitude she has written. So these are the 7 wonders. Very often we take them for granted. you know. And the very fact that I am speaking and you're able to hear, that itself is a miracle, isn't it? And all that I'm producing is only sound waves from my vocal cord, voice box. And this sound waves coming through this instrument goes to the amplifier as electric waves and then comes out to the speaker and again travels in the atmosphere and reaches your eardrum and then stir up small bones, strike your eardrum and simply sound waves vibrations are taken to your brain and your brain decodes it and you understand what I speak. Hope you understand what I speak. So the point is all that I am making is only sound waves and what reaches your ears also only sound waves. But how is that we are able to understand one another, the language? It is a great miracle, a great mystery. And because of the atmosphere, the air around us, the sound waves are able to travel. And if there is no atmosphere, if there is no air, some of you got up. What the Father finished the homily so fast today. Very glad. Yes, they were praying, bent down. Okay. I said, if there is no atmosphere there, sound waves will not reach you. But of course, I did not speak now. So the point is, everything is a miracle around us, within us, and every part of the body is a great miracle. And the ability that we hear others, one another, is a great miracle. And today, there are thousands and thousands of people without this ability to hear, who are born deaf and dumb. Of course, God might have given them other blessings, but this inability to speak or inability to hear is a great drawback for them in their life shortcoming. This we take it for granted, you see, and only as we age in our lives, when we become little problem in our hearing, then we realize the problem of the fact or the value of hearing and listening. And when you are not able to hear others, we become more suspicious that everybody speaks about me only. Right? We are become very curious. And when we are able to hear, we don't bother to hear others when they speak. So the point is, there are n number of miracles within us, around us, and God's blessings and graces are there, always abound in our lives, but we need to be aware. Just because Jesus said about that one incident of Nathanael being seen under the fig tree, he could recognize he is the Son of God, he is the prophet. But in our lives, God is telling repeatedly so many things about us. In fact, God knows us better than what we know about ourselves. In spite of that, we are not able to recognize God in our lives, His presence. Therefore, today perhaps Nathanael is giving us an invitation to be aware of God's blessings and God's miracles in our lives so that we may be always living a life that is worthy of being God's child.